Hello, my beautiful keto friends. Don't adjust your volume. The first minute and a half of this clip is going to be a little weird. If you've been following me, you may have seen that I have had a few microphone challenges, so my lips aren't going to match what you're hearing right now. I'm happy to say that I have new microphones and even a new video camera now, but I wanted to share something that happened with my Italian pizza video, and I really wanted to post it, so this is what you get right now. As I was busy cooking, I hadn't noticed that the light had gone out on my microphone. So in the very beginning, when I was assembling the crust, I had no audio at all. So I originally posted the video with the crust mix already made, and I recapped the ingredients and hoped that would be helpful, especially since the whole recipe is in the description below the video. But the last thing I wanted to do was confuse you, and I've heard from a few people asking, how did I make the crust? So I have re-edited the clip so you can see the missing steps here. And I annotated them so you can see exactly what I was doing with the recipe. And we'll get to the original clip. I just want you to know that in this one little part here where I'm talking about the Parmesan cheese, I was reluctant to use the Kraft Parmesan cheese because it has cellulose in it, which is like ground trees. And then I thought, you know what though, we take acacia fiber and psyllium husk and other plants that are good for us and help our digestion. So I went back to using it, and I used a quarter cup of the Parmesan from Kraft and a quarter cup of the Parmigiano Reggiano shredded that I buy at Costco. And now, with no further ado, here's the original clip. This is the really easy part where you get to customize this any way you like. Now I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I don't use too much of that, just a little shake. And then I like basil out of all the Italian seasoning. So this is a pinch, just a little pinch of basil and a smidge of Italian seasoning. Oh, don't open the wrong side. You'll really have a lot of Italian seasoning. So I'm just measuring. You can see in my hand. That's it for this pizza, a little Italian seasoning. And I'm going to add just a smidge. These are all very official serving sizes. Just a smidge of some crushed red pepper. And that's it. And now I'm going to mix that all together and spread it out on the pan. On top, I'm going to put on this pizza the sauce. I have Rayo's pizza Arrabbiata, like I said, some regular pepperoni, goat cheese, which I didn't have that when I was a teenager. And the first time I ate it, I was like, where has that been my whole life? Goat cheese melts, it's fantastic on pizza. And then the Italian sausage. So it really is kind of a pizza because we've got so much chicken in the actual crust. Let me get rid of these. And you can see it will stick together. And I don't roll it out, I just use my hands. And you just want to get it as thin as possible. Not see-through thin like a pastry dough, but you want it as thin as possible. What we're doing here is we're basically creating real estate for all our goodies that we're going to put on this. So normally I would fill an entire pan. The crust would come all the way top and bottom, but because I'm making another pizza, this is going to be it. So this is the easy part. You're going to put your flattened crust in the oven and set the timer for 10 minutes. For starters, you want it to be brown before you start putting the toppings on. That's how you're going to make sure that it's crispy, good as old school, just like you remember. There we go. That's the color we're going for with the pizza crust, with the Italian pizza. This is the easy part. Seriously, just putting the topping on. Not that making the crust was hard. Opening the jar is hard. Okay, so this is Rayo's. Did you do it without getting it all down the front of the jar, RJ? I guess not. And I just want to tell you, it is 3 carbs, 1 is fiber, and that's for a quarter cup. And I would say that's about a quarter cup there, maybe a third. And that's really all you need for a pizza this size. You don't want it to be swimming. You just want enough to make it like pizza. Hold the ingredients together and get it all spread out. God, that smells so good. I really like this pizza sauce. I read some comments. People were asking about the expense of Rao's. I'm not a paid spokesperson. I like it because it's the lowest in carbs, but really anything you can find that is low in carbs is going to serve you well. And a jar will last you for several pizzas. Now you can put olives, you can put any kind of meat on here that you want. We're not going to add more mozzarella because that's on there, but I am going to put on some third kind of Parmesan cheese. I've used every kind of Parm on here already. And because I think this one, I like the flavor of it. I like the flavor of all of them. And it will melt just enough and give it that twang of flavor that Parmesan cheese has. It's very nice. And I don't want to put too much on because I know what else I have to put on here. But I do want the flavor in every bite. So, and there's no measurements here. You just want to use what makes you happy, okay? So now we've got this sausage, this Italian sausage that I cooked up this morning thinking it was breakfast sausage. And you know, after I started cooking it and I went to throw the food saver bag away, I had written on it, Italian sausage. I just missed it. I was so sure it was breakfast sausage. So I'm going to put some of this on here, and you know, I could have that on a piece of keto bread or mix it in a chaffle and make kind of a pizza chaffle with the leftovers. It's really a pretty good sized pack, especially when you start doing this to it. I really love sausage, Italian sausage on pizza. I never was really a pepperoni girl till I got on keto, and I was like, gee, that's some really good meat too. Okay, so there we go, and you can see it's like painting a picture, kind of, sort of. All right, we've got some pine nuts toasted, and I'll tell you what, they are expensive, but they last so long. A bag just lasts forever if you buy a big bag of it instead of like a little bottle for $4.99. And these add such flavor to almost anything because they're very mild, and when you toast them, they get a much richer, delicious, nutty flavor. They're so good. And they add so much, and I think the combination of pine nuts and goat cheese, they go together just beautifully. I use these also, well, I used to use them in my Thanksgiving stuffing, which I'm excited to try and make a keto stuffing this year. So we'll see how that turns out. And then some pepperoni. I also like the turkey pepperoni, and I think it's fantastic. But hardcore, I about have a slice in every bite. Look at this masterpiece. Oh my goodness, just one more ingredient. The goat cheese. You know what I need for that? Another paper towel. Because it's soft now. It's been out of the fridge for a while. And it's very soft. And I'm never going to be able to peel it because my hands are oily from the pepperoni. Oh, it's coming. There we go. Well, that wasn't hard at all. And I'm going to take a butter knife and just put some chunks on here. You know, pizza's a very hands-on dish. I don't know if you realize that, but God bless the people who make pizza for a living. The good news is if you make this yourself, you not only can make it keto, but you can put on whatever you want. And if you have a spouse or kids who like green pepper and you don't, or they want pepperoni and no sausage, or someone likes mushrooms and olives and someone else doesn't, man, just divide it into 2, 3, 4 ways and away you go. you'll have a customized pizza and everybody will know which slice is theirs. But this is just for you because you are working hard to stay on keto and you're bored and you want something new and exciting. Why not some old school pizza? Just like you used to get in high school or college. It's the best. So that's it. Oh God, I love goat cheese. One more. The timer has gone off on my alternate pizza, which I'm going to make for you in a separate video. And we're putting the Italian pizza back in the oven. It's already, the crust is crispy. We just need to sear the top, cook all the ingredients on top, the sauce and the cheese. So hot. That's as good as any pizza I've ever had. I like the little kick from the Arrabbiata, the cheese, the crispy edges. It holds up. This is incredible. If you haven't tried to make a chicken crust mozzarella pizza, you owe it to yourself. Put everything on it that you want. Sorry for the audio problems, but I didn't want to waste this video. I wanted to get it up there so you could make some pizza like old school. I have to get ready for the sock hop now. Thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you try this.